This week on Beyond the Surface is with Bill Pittman. Bill Pittman is legendary for his tournament showings in the redfish world. He understands the area. He's been on stage holding checks several times over the years, and I can't wait to sit and pick his brain and see if we can't go beyond the surface here in Fernandina Beach. We kind of went through a little game plan, looking at the tides, looking at the water levels, the moon phase we had just left, thinking about timings of where to be and when to be there, which put us starting in the morning at the jetties.
Northeast Florida in general, Fernandina, which is my home base, basically, is super tough. I've always felt like if you can catch fish, more so tournament fish or tournament days in this area, you can almost compete anywhere.
So me and Bill, we share a mutual friend, Fitzgerald. She's been a friend of mine for over 20 years, and I think Bill as well. We've all met through the redfish circuit in general of some form of fashion. And me and Bill, we just keep in touch, over a year. We won't talk to each other for 2 years, and then boom, we'll be on the phone for whatever reason. We've talked about fishing several times. We just never did put it together. Life just seems to always be so hectic. So finding an opportunity and a reason for us to get on the boat together and pick each other's brains, it was great to finally actually get done.
Initially, I looked at the tides, see what the tides are, and see how it can play into us. And then once, I researched this boat, I said, okay, this boat would be perfect to do this, this, and this. So I just kind of adapted the two. And up here in Northeast Florida area, it's really all about the tides.
Bill Pittman has been fishing redfish tournaments in this area for quite some time. He has several different styles. That's the exciting part about coming over here and getting to fish with him, was I knew that the curveballs that comes along with the area, and especially with the barometers. We had several different things that happened throughout the day to change the way you needed to present baits. So having Bill on board was a blessing to work through those different changes.
Got him?
I got something.
There he is. Can we net him?
I got a bumper. He's a head bumper. He don't feel like no wall hanger, but
oh, it's a big old
toadfish. It's a big old toadfish.
Hey.
Well, you don't need no net for no toadfish.
You don't need no net for no toadfish. Hey, toadfish are kind of ugly.
That's an ugly, ugly fish. Look at the face on that thing. That's a face only a mama could love.
Bite your finger off.
What you're saying is I can't put my finger in his mouth?
Nope.
And remove the hook?
You do what you want to do.
I thought I might lip him and take a photo.
Something happens though, we're still fishing until we're done.
nub finger and all.
Nub finger and all.
Fernandina has always been that location, that hero or zero is the best way to put it. You can roll in there and it can just make you feel like you're the best redfish angler on planet Earth. It can also make you want to pile all your equipment up in the yard and burn it. It is tough and can be hard on you. Well, how come I can't get bit when I got shit blowing up over there? That's some bullshit. Uh-oh, about that.
You got him?
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what there's
Did you lose it? He come off?
He gone.
That's a tarpon.
He gone.
Next time, let me pitch this bait over there at him. Actually, I'll do it now.
What I pitched over at him worked. It just didn't hang on to the whole deal. I think it broke it. He come up and did a big splash, and I came out empty-handed and he came out with my stuff. That is what we call Heartbreak Hotel.
Well, it's kind of one of them things, it's like, when you know. Lots of times, there's an old saying, you don't leave fish to find fish, but really didn't have any fish. So to me, a lot of it is going with a gut feeling. And a lot of it is you just go with what you know and what you feel good about.
And on the phone yesterday, we were talking game plan and just kind of chit-chatting and stuff, and you had mentioned a spinner bait or chatter bait presentation and bite that you had in some marsh and stuff like that. Is that what you're thinking? You're thinking shifting to something like that and get just full circle this thing?
Yeah, now that the tide's higher, where we can kind of get over the flooded preliminary, grass edges and some shell rock, maybe some little tree structure, and go throw some chunky line suspender baits and chatterbait. Yeah.
So we are definitely, safe there, we are definitely going full circle. We are going from the offshore jetty, deep jigging scenario to the marsh. We're gonna go visit a little Louisiana stuff.
That's correct.
That's all right.
That's correct. It's the closest thing we have.
That's never a bad idea. I can't wait to get there. Let's go see what happens.
Let's roll.
So after seeing Plan A fall apart on us, it was time to go try Plan B. So Plan B put us back into the marsh areas and back into some river system stuff, and that's where we ended up being successful at. Fish on!
You can whip him in.
Got plenty. He's big, man. He's big.
You need a net?
No, but he did like the slow retrieve.
Told you.
Look at all the pretty dots too. He's no whopper by no means. Bill, that was a good idea to come in here and try this. That was quick. That was like my third cast. That was my third cast.
Third cast.
And I was really working it real fast and aggressive. No, I wasn't. I was working it slow like you said to do. Bill said, slow it down. I said, I am slow. He said, slow it more than slow.
Slower.
So I slowed it way down.
Danny, that was a good fish, buddy. Just kind of, slowing it down, I think, to ticket in here.
Yeah, you was right. I was just kind of doing my normal routine I would do, and you was like slower, and I was like, I am slow. You was like, no, slower. And that next cast, I'd be darned if you wasn't right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't no big one like we're looking for, but we'll start with him. You got to start somewhere.
Well, these in here fight pretty solid too. And the cool thing about this too is there's no traditional, like we have to, because we're going so slow.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to cast in the same spot more than once.
Right.
Or the same area, or even hit back, like drawing back, because, we got time is our friend right now, and we're secluded, and this is a good setup.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you bringing us in here and showing us this cool little area, because it is definitely a unique and special for sure. So my theme with Beyond the Surface isn't always so much about the fishing. We like to bring in the area. We like to pick an area that's got lots of history. We ended up staying at the Amelia Schoolhouse Inn, and when I tell you that place is super cool, that is an understatement. If you're ever in this area and you want to check out some history and things of that nature, absolutely look at the Amelia Schoolhouse Inn. It is perfect for a little long weekend and come. It's very clean and comfortable, and just a neat place to be.
Designed by famed architect Robert Sands Schuyler, the inn was constructed as the first schoolhouse on the island in 1886. Originally designed as a 4-room school, the back addition was constructed 30 years later to ensure that Amelia Island, which was growing at a rapid pace, had the infrastructure to educate the influx of kids. By the 1930s, the building was no longer big enough to house all the kids, so the current school was built and the original schoolhouse became temporary housing for many ventures. From a library to offices to even the Mason's Lodge, many have called the building home. In 2019, the old schoolhouse was officially converted into the Amelia Schoolhouse Inn. The Inn is famous for our customer service, hospitality, our on-site craft cocktail bar, and we're within walking distance from historic downtown and beaches.
So some of the things that you can expect to see when visiting Fernandina is the colonial style remodeled homes all through the town and Southern hospitality galore. We ended up eating at the Patio, little restaurant right there in the historic district, and the folks there were amazing. They were good to us. We actually went there twice because of it, so it was perfect. Fernandina Beach definitely has that small town feel while being next to large environments.
My belief is you can't catch a fish if your bait's not in the water. So I'm keeping that bait in the water, moving and doing what I feel like is needed to get a bite. You know, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel the bottom, you gotta feel the current, you gotta see which way the current's moving, where you're gonna throw up, and precision casting. You know, I fish a lot of structure, basically like I said, bass fishing, and even jetty fishing, although we use big rods today, but using the smaller tackle, you know, you gotta visualize what you're throwing at and what's underneath and how to present it and work it.
Right there, bait just moved.
Yeah, mullet jumped on the right side of that tree.
See that pinpoint cast?
I did, that was pretty decent.
There he goes.
All right, there he is, nice. Don't lose him, Bill.
Do not f***ing jinx. Oh, sorry. You keep jinx. What's wrong with you? I like calling him. That was a good fish. This is decent.
Oh, that's a good fish. Let's hit the poles one time. Not bad, not bad. Woo, let me get the net. He's feisty. Contain him just a split second. There we go, perfect.
Love it when I call
Man,
it.
he's so pretty. Look how gold that dude is.
Well, you know, the thing about when you're fishing like shallow and slow, you also look for the small, subtle movements in the water.
Exactly.
So I saw some baby fry shrimp move. I made the cast. It had to be perfect because if you throw it too short, you might hit them.
Oh yeah.
So if you notice, I went for the wedge where the grass and the water meet.
Oh yeah.
Let it drop, pop, pop, and he nailed it.
He did. He surfed it right out of there, no doubt. Like by probably the second turn.
This would be like if it was a tournament morning, we would be pretty happy, pretty quick, 2 fish in the well. Then after that is this Oak Grade City. This is what I always love about artificial bait fishing. You can just let them go. And a lot of people, you know, you don't have to take the fish forward and backward. It's really not good for them. You really just want to let them sit and let them get ready on their own. He'll go when he's ready. If anything, put his nose into the current, but going backwards is not good. So there you go.
Bill had opened up a new window to me for Fernandina, not necessarily in the position and the place, but just the simple style. Throwing the chatterbaits, using the bait casters, and covering lots of water. And the type of water we threw in was the biggest surprise on my end.
When I fish the way I fish, to me, it's like a lot like chess. I'm making a cast, but I'm thinking the next 2 or 3 casts and how I'm positioning the boat and the whole 9 yards.
Uh-oh, there he goes. Good
Nice.
fish,
That's a good one there. That's a good one there. Nice. Hold him, Hook.
Do not say that.
There is nothing more fun to know what annoys someone and then just stab them with it.
You ready?
Yeah, I've been waiting on you, Bill.
You waiting on me?
Yeah, I've been picking on you the whole time, but I've been waiting on you.
He's all right. He's a good fish. He's all right.
Oh, don't lose him. Oh, I got him. Hey, Lordy. Yep.
Danny, you want the honors? You can
No, yeah, go ahead,
see
buddy.
see what it's like to hold a fish.
Ooh, boy, I tell you what, I think it's full turning on me here.
You know, this one here is your traditional redfish where one spot on each side.
Yep.
Lots of times people ask me, what are they for? And it's a defense mechanism for larger birds thinking it's their eyes.
Yeah.
You have a better shot of getting away.
You know what I tell everybody on my boat and they fall for it all the time? I tell them that's how many times they've been caught. They fall for it all the time. The area today that we ended up being successful in was a mixture of some of the styles I do at home with covering lots of water and a style that you would use in, let's say, Louisiana or something of that nature. That was the style mix that we ended up catching fish with today that bailed us out. That was very new to me and very effective.
This fishery in this area reminds me a lot like Louisiana.
Yeah, we have seen some Swanee River and Louisiana children today in the marsh world for sure.
Absolutely.
Nice work, babe.
I will.
So Bill, this is the chatterbait. This is actually the chatterbaits that we used this afternoon when we switched over to the marshy creek style, where we casted tremendously, covered a lot of water, but it was functional and it worked and it bailed us out.
Yeah.
It was our backup plan to our backup plan from our backup plan. Kind of out of day where. So tell me what you think makes these baits more effective than, let's say, a regular traditional paddle tail on a worm hook or a paddle tail on a jig head, or even like a gold spoon per se. All of those in power bait situations per se. What makes the chatterbait and the spinnerbait, in your mind, the right one for a day like today?
First of all, it's got vibration. It's got, this particular chatterbait has a nice, almost stand-up jig head. So like, let's say you wanted to fish jig fishing without, let's say, then you're almost doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives the bouncing motion if you want to pop it.
Yeah.
It's got the vibration motion and the paddle tail presentation. Now, these particular baits don't come with this on it. I add this, and I'm a huge fan of the chartreuse tail.
Yeah.
I rarely use a lighter color paddle tail because most of my style of fishing is in a little bit dingier water. So this pretty much does everything that I want to do, and I can make good casts in windy conditions as well.
Yeah.
But the rod's also a big part of it as well. You know, I like a fast taper tip where I can feel it, but also strong enough to set the hook and handle the fish.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you want to be able, once you got a hold of them, you want to be able to manage them for sure. So you got to have some good backbone. And the bull bait rods, new bait casters, some of their new bait casters and stuff do exactly that. They're perfect for it. They're lightweight. They work very well for this style for sure. Making multiple casts, staying comfortable all day long and confident, and choosing the right search bait is definitely been the key for the day. And it'll be a key for a lot of days that are similar to ours today, which was weather barometer flopped around on us about 3 different times.
It did.
It was sunny, it was cloudy, and then it was sunny, and then it just flooded, unfortunately. That's a whole nother story. So Bill, other than the chatterbait and other than the baitcaster rod, the baitcaster reel, what makes that such a tool to set aside from the spin cast world?
Well, for me, I can throw a cast 2 to almost 3 to 1 to most people with a spinning rod. And it's more, to me, more precision.
Yeah.
As you kind of saw a couple times today, you missed a little fish, and as you reel in and think you're going to cast again, I was already there.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why, is, you know, not to mention, I can control the entry when it goes to hit the water.
A lot lower in the water.
I can, like, you know, I've been
splash.
doing it so long, I can make the cast, and generally, like right before it hits, I just kind of know just to pick up, just almost like when an airplane comes in to land and it flares. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, not always, but most of the time, it's more the presentation, the precision casting for me, and rapid fire.
that's the biggest part, I think, is like that, say that 3 to 1. Those spin casts, you just feel like you're uncomfortable and the confidence isn't there when you're looking at the target with this style, where this one here just flows.
Well, there's
It
a
just
lot of
seems to
motion,
flow. Yeah.
especially when you look at numbers.
It's all natural. Everything about it's natural, and it
Because
just
you
flows.
gotta get the
well.
bell just right. You gotta turn it up just right. So it's, you know, it's just a lot of stuff to do to make the cast you want to catch.
For those of you who haven't met Bill, he is a character. There was never a dull moment on the boat today. Even in the tough times, we were cutting a full the entire time. Never a dull moment with Bill Pittman.
You need to be on this side.
That's what I see. Hey, you're hitting everything before I do.
Well,
And now it's starting to make sense how the tides are turning.
That's what I told you not to be doing.
Did you see that?
You gotta hit these spots.
I am.
So you're in
Go
my
ahead.
seat?
No, you're good. Go.
You over here.
This isn't the Bill show. This
You
is
won't fish, right?
Dan, tell me when you're ready for us
How'd I
to
look?
start
I look
chit-chatting.
good? I look
Yeah, oh
good?
yeah,
I
oh
look good. I
yeah.
look good.
Yeah. Suck in a little bit more. You got this right here is getting a little crazy.
3 months pregnant.
There we go. Here we go. Oh, dang! Ah, broke in a weird place.
Couldn't get a good hook set. Somebody was behind me.
Did you hear that? So now that I've been over here and fished with Bill, I can't wait to take some of his pieces, and bring them back home and put them in my puzzles. I don't know. You might look at that. Yeah, you might look at that there and be like, yeah, I don't know about all that. Be sure to stop in to the Beyond the Surface TV YouTube channel and check out what did and didn't happen with Bill Pittman and Fernandina Beach.